Hello everybody, this is teacher Oscar again. As you could see in our last video, Ellen and Jennifer Aniston were playing Zumo charades. I'm pretty sure that you have played basic charades, and the interesting thing about charades is that people are not allowed to talk or make any noise at all. Well, I hope that by now you have already downloaded the PDF and the audios that are in the folder, in this week's working folder, because we're going to start working on them. We're going to start on page 25. On page 25, well, we have this headline, which is communications, which means that we're going to start a new unit that's called communications. This unit in particular is focused on news, internet, and broadcasting. But what is broadcasting? Well, broadcasting refers to the transmission of radio and TV signals. Now, on that very same page, we have four pictures related to communications, and we're going to start analyzing and studying the vocabulary of each one of them. And let's start right away in picture number one. Well, this lady here, she has an interesting haircut. Well, she is, by the way, I forgot that part. She is in a newsstand or in a kiosk. That's the place where she is. It's a place where newspapers and also magazines are sold. Remember, newsstand and kiosk. Can you say that? Newsstand, kiosk. Good job. Well, I was telling you that this lady has a particular haircut. Her type of haircut is called bow haircut. Can you say that? Bow haircut. It's bow. Okay? Bow haircut. Also, this lady is wearing a regular sweater, in case you forgot how to say sweater. Now, I don't know if you can see that there is like some sort of blue structure holding the newspapers. That blue structure is called a rack. And I don't know if you have ever wondered the material that newspapers are made of. Well, that material is called newsprint. Are you listening? Newsprint is the material, the paper that has no ink, okay? Once it has ink with text and pictures, it's called newspaper. The second picture, we have this lady. Where is she? She is on the street. And on this street, there are pine trees, and there is a taxi. Another name for taxi is cab. Inside inside the cab, there is a taximeter. The taximeter, is what we call in Costa Rica La Maria, and that's the device for charging people. Remember something, charge is not only the verb we use for cell phones. No, charge is a verb that is used when, for example, you go to the supermarket and you have to pay. Well, the supermarket charges you for the products. Charge in Spanish means cobrar. Okay? Now let's move on. And this lady, she's using a payphone. I want you to think for 1 second if you have a payphone near to your house. Is there a payphone near to your house? Well, near to my house, it's not very near. It's like what, 300 or 400 meters away. But there is still one. The payphone, or when you are using a payphone or your cell phone or your regular phone at home, you dial numbers. That's the action. When you provide or introduce each number for calling someone, you dial the number of that person or of that company or of that contact. Now, these buildings that are in back of the payphones, they're called skyscrapers. So they are very tall and high buildings. And for finishing or almost finishing this picture, well, I just wanted to mention that this little light that cabs they're carrying on top of them, they're called taxi tops. Okay, for finishing, this limit between the street and the sidewalk is called the curb, which is the edge of the sidewalk before touching the road. So it's the very limit between the road and the sidewalk. Picture 3. This lady, where is she? Well, she is on the sidewalk. What can we see on this picture? Very easy. Well, she is holding an envelope. She is depositing that envelope in a mailbox. Also, there is a lamppost next to the lady or close to the mailbox. She's wearing low heels. You know, we have high heels and also low heels. Correct me, ladies. I'm not sure if they are low heels, okay? But for me, they look like low heels. And now, picture 4 for finishing this part. This lady, she is in an office or at the office, okay? In this office, there is a wheeled office chair. Can you say that after me? Wheeled office chair. This wheeled office chair has an armrest. So, are you sitting right now on a chair that has armrests or not? Also, well, it's not on the picture, but this part of the chair where people recline their backs, well, it's actually called a chair back or the back of the chair. And also, I don't know if you knew this, but this type of, thing for putting our mice is the plural form of mouse. Well, this object for putting the mouse, it's called a mouse pad. Now, what are you going to do? I want you to go to the quiz for this part of the page, take it, and then move on into the next part.